Hey, I'm Mayor Taylor Hubbard.
And I'm McKayla Hatfield, City Council member, and we are in downtown Chaska today at the Chaska Yards property.
And we're here to visit with Allison from the Carver County CDA. So let's go check it out.
So I'm Allison Strike. I'm the Executive Director for the Carver County Community Development Agency, or CDA, as we go by. The CDA's mission is to provide affordable housing opportunities and foster community and economic development. And we do that throughout Carver County.
Allison, we're standing in the beautiful redone kitchen of the Ernst House, a project that you guys worked really hard on, and I hear you're celebrating 45 years in the area. So can you tell us a little bit more about what you do and your impact on families and businesses?
Yeah, so our mission is to provide affordable housing opportunities and foster community and economic development. So just under 900 units of rental housing. The Ernst House here will go into our land trust program. We're currently at 51 units. So a lot of affordable rental housing and home ownership, and then we do some work with businesses through Next Stage, which they provide free business consulting. And then obviously a lot of work with our city and county partners and other nonprofits in the community.
So kind of in talking with, specifically about the Ernst House, or more broadly, Chaska Yards is what this area is called. Let's talk more about what this is and kind of how it came to be.
So the city of Chaska approached us. I don't recall the year, but I know it was pre-COVID. So this project has been in development for a long time, about redeveloping this area where the Ernst House, was previously moved from where the curling center is now. And how we could get some affordable home ownership here. So we've been working with the city since, I think 2019 on trying to figure out how to maximize, this. Was a pretty small lot before we did a replat, but landed on, the rehab of the historic Ernst House and then the 3 new units with the garage in the back. So it definitely has had some challenges. Historic rehab is not for the faint at heart. I don't know that somebody will convince me to do it again, but when you walk through this build, all 4 units turn out amazing. Like, they are great.
Yeah.
This building though, the historic Ernst House is, as I'm sure you'll see in the video, like, I just can't say enough about how beautiful this building turned out.
What's your experience been like working with the city in your opportunities over here?
Well, it's been great working with the City of Chaska. This is not the only project we've done in partnership with the City of Chaska. This is just one of many recent ones. And this project has been a long time in the making, so the staff have been really supportive and working with us to get this project done.
Yeah, I think it's been really special because both Councilmember Hatfield and I were a part of the decision-making part of that, and to see it come to full fruition is really rewarding and exciting. And it's exciting to give the opportunity to have affordable housing downtown to new residents coming into the area, or maybe people that are moving from an apartment into a home, their first home. And so I know there's a lot of talk around affordable housing, the lack of affordable housing. How do you guys help people get into affordable housing and stay in an affordable house?
So as I mentioned, we have just under 900 units of affordable housing. That includes our newest project, Carver Oaks, that'll be opening in March.
Okay.
And we just got funded another senior project in the city of Waconia that hopefully we'll break ground on later this year. So really a lot of affordable and/or subsidized rental housing. Then within our rental properties, we have a resident service coordinator who will work with residents to connect them to services available to them, through Carver County, through nonprofits, whatever kind of help they might need. And then we make sure that all of our residents, not only in our properties, but within Carver County, are aware of our land trust program and how they can take a home stretch class to learn more about affordable home ownership and how to just get into home ownership in general, whether they want to stay in Carver County or move somewhere else.
Yeah, I thought it was really exciting. I know last year about this time you guys were rolling out the money towards first-time home buyer, and I think about all the possibilities that it creates and kind of the parameters around that just being taking some classes, correct, to kind of be a good homeowner
Yeah.
and getting those, the finances sorted out. So.
Yeah. So our down payment assistance program we launched last May, and it was open for 2 months before we closed it. It was just over $1 million for that. So you had to be a first-time home buyer. Your income has to be within a certain limit, and so we were able to serve 17 households, help 17 households buy their first home in Carver County. And we have a couple more closings that will be in the next couple of months.
That's really
And that was just the
exciting.
first round.
Wow. And so are you guys thinking about, are you going to roll that out again?
Yep, we will roll that
Okay.
out again this year. We'll have a second round of the first-time home buyer, and then we'll be launching also additionally our first-gen home buyer program.
You mentioned the land trust program. Tell us a little bit more about how that works, because that to me is such a cool program that really can build confidence and give people the ability to own a home, but do it affordably.
So let's go back a little bit farther to the city and the CDA's partnership.
Sure.
The city of Chaska started the land trust program. I don't know when you guys started it, but we took it over from the city of Chaska in 2008. And at that time there was 18 homes. We are now have expanded to the entire county, and we're at 51 homes. So land trust is an affordable, it's a form of affordable home ownership. And so how it works is we target households at or below 80% of area median income, which right now is $104,000 for a household of 4, just to give you a general idea.
Yeah.
And then we sever the land from the home. And so the home buyer, they only have to take out a mortgage on the house. We get funding to bring the land into the land trust, and that's how we're able to make it affordable to somebody at a lower income. And then the land stays in a 99-year renewable ground lease, which is how we're able to keep it affordable for the next home. So 51 homes, but with those 51 homes, which we increased by about 25% this year. So we've been able to serve 80 families through our land trust program.
So what is one moment that's really stuck with you?
I don't think I can pick just one, but I will share like one of my top, I don't know, 10. I've been fortunate in my different roles. I've been at the CDA for almost 19 years, and I've been in multiple different roles. So depending on the role, like I get to interact a lot with residents or home buyers. And I remember this one time we had a resident who was getting ready to move in into one of our single family homes. And I happened to just stop in. She was meeting with staff, and I just happened to peek my head in the office because I like to do that once in a while. And she was getting ready to leave, and they said she was going to get balloons. And I was like, well, what are you going to get balloons for? And she's like, well, my son just thinks that we're going to look at this house. He doesn't know we're moving in today. Oh. And, everybody just starts sobbing because we're just like, that's what makes, I truly believe that housing is a human right. And so when I get the privilege of seeing the impact that we have on the people we're serving, like.
Wow, that's powerful. Yeah. What's one thing you'd like people to know about the CDA?
Well, I think one thing that we really focused on in 2025, and some of this came out of our strategic plan, is doing a better job at telling the story of who we are and what we do. Because we always say we do a huge disservice to the people we serve if they have no idea who we are and what we do. So I think just really having people understand like the breadth of what our agency, like what we really do. And so we've been really, really focusing on sharing our story on social media so people can see just the unique, who our residents are, like what do our managers or our, director of community development, like what are we doing in the community? Just I think in general, like really what our agency does and who we serve.
I think too, when I think about it, you guys are throughout Carver County. You're not just in Chaska, although you have a big bulk of, like you said, the housing trusts and affordable housing in Chaska. I know that there are other communities, like you had touched on Carver, but I also know like Chanhassen has some, and Waconia you had touched on, so you're throughout the whole entire county. Wow, that was so interesting, and it was awesome to be able to see all the beautiful homes.
It was really informative to hear from Allison all the amazing things the CDA is doing here in Chaska.
Well, see you next time.
See you next time.